Mr. Sloan, why was the bank involved in the caging of children and financing the caging of children to begin with?
I don't know how to answer that question because we weren't.
So these companies run private detention facilities run by ICE, which is involved in caging children. But I'll move on. Hypothetically, if there was a leak from the Dakota Access Pipeline, why shouldn't Wells Fargo pay for the cleanup of it, since it paid for the construction of the pipeline itself?
Because we don't operate the pipeline. We
Detention centers, loan shark-like payday lending, and holding much of the bond debt, strangling Puerto Rico's efforts to lift itself out of its financial crisis. Is it true that Wells Fargo has invested or financed in some of these?
It's about how much do workers have a say in your business? Do you have workers on the board? Do workers enjoy a decent amount of the wealth that they are creating? Or is the majority of these profits going to shareholders while you're paying a worker $15 an hour to?
First of all, immigration is not a problem. And one of the really serious issues is that that narrative and that mythology has really just been hijacked. And
women like me aren't supposed to run for office. Our nation is being more productive and more wealthy as a whole than ever before, but that wealth is being enjoyed by a very small amount of people. And the reason for it is not systemic inequality or runaway hypercapitalism or the fact that we've taken away all the guardrails of a responsible society. The reason is Mexicans. Even though people, they try to characterize my district as far left and, oh my God, every socialist in America lives in like East Bronx and Queens or whatever, but there are a lot of Trump voting pockets of my district. What we did with the Green New Deal is this is why the intersectional frontline community aspect of the Green New Deal is so important, because it allows indigenous communities to lead, Black and brown communities to have a certain self-determination that has not existed in public policy for these communities before. And so but I do think it is important that we have to have substantive conversations about race beyond like what is racist and what is not. And if someone says something racist, does that make them racist? Like, educated about the tools and the systems that created racial wealth gap disparities or other wealth gap disparities. It's just like, this is the reality. I don't know. And you create.
So now I'm elected, now I'm in. I've got the power to draft, lobby, and shape the laws that govern the United States of America.